Hey, welcome everyone. Tom here, Park Avenue Trading, your chief dealer, keeping you sane in these insane markets. It is Monday, 7:15 in the morning, November 25th, 2024. A little bit late to the party, but really not much going on, so decided to just have my espresso, chill out, try to read these markets a little bit better. As we know that we got a war happening over in Europe, which is not good. Hopefully cooler minds will prevail and stop the nonsense. Right now, doesn't look to be the case, since we have France saying that they are going to launch missiles into Russia. Not a good idea. Not a good idea at all. But could be just saber rattling. So here we are. We're going to start the analysis off with euro dollar, and really, as it stands, it's now in still a triangle, but a lower triangle. It's still in a big rectangle, but lower end of the rectangle. Now the top of the rectangle is like instead of being like 109 and the bottom being like 106, now it's like the top being 106 and the bottom being 103. I mean, so it just shifted lower. But I really think that today it has to stay above. Let's see. Really, it could fill this gap. This is going to be the interesting thing. It hasn't filled the gap yet, and not all gaps are filled. I tell. Well, actually, it did. It came down a little bit into the gap. It didn't fill it completely, but not all gaps are filled. That's a fallacy. Okay, there's some gaps that have been around since like 1973 in the stock market, and people are still waiting for those to get filled. Statistically, it gets less. If it doesn't fill within the day it's created, it gets a little bit less as it moves forward. And I could pull up those statistics for you, just don't have them handy in front of me. They're not really that important anyway. So as it stands right now, it's got to stay above 104.40. And let's put it right here. Let's get a line going. 104. That's good. That's close enough. It needs to hold above this today. If it doesn't, it has a potential to break back down. It has potential to fill the gap. Come down. Fill this gap right here. Okay. Get an arrow. Come down. Fill it. Okay. Now it would need to get back up through this level and then take out this high of 105, like 03 or whatever it is, to show any type of strength. But there is the main resistance right now at 106, like 18. There is support way down. This is a weekly support right here, 102.80. Of course, obviously there'll be support at the 103, say 35 level. That's this low right here. I would be, if we do break this, okay, what I would be looking for to see if we can come to this, the low hours close, which is right there. That's the critical price. I always like to go to the low bars close, because sometimes that's where the market targets, or most of the time that's where the market targets itself, like right there. That is more realistic than going down to the low itself. Now, if it breaks that close, then we're attacking that low. So that's where we stand in euro dollar. It is basically neutral to bearish. The only way this thing shows any type of strength if it gets above 106, say 20. All right, let's go over to sterling dollar. All right, same old type of thing in sterling dollar, where we also had a gap up. Slight gap up right here, kind of got filled right here, came in, didn't fill it completely, but it's starting to threaten that it's going to sink a little bit lower right now. All right, so let me get some good numbers on sterling dollar. Hang on one second. Okay, sterling dollar needs to hold above 125.20. Right there. That's good enough. 125.23. It needs to hold above this in order to show any strength. There is resistance all the way up. We're basically in the same type of situation. Big rectangle, only the rectangle shifted down. We would need to get over, like, say, 126.60 to show any type of recovery to 127, like maybe 50, but that, you know, I don't know, that doesn't look like it's happening right now. There is support at 124.40 on the lower level. 124.40. We already, I don't know if we didn't get there yet. 124.40 is the next main level of support on the downside. If 124.40 goes, we're heading to fucking unbelievable. Yeah, it's close enough. We're going down to 123.80, and that's opening the path up to the lower levels we were talking about, the 120 level, 119. Major support. I'm just putting it out there at 120, the figure. And if that goes, then we got the 119.5. But let's take it one day at a time. If it breaks 125.23, it's showing weakness probably down towards the 127.40. The only way it shows any type of strength is if it gets above 126, like 126.5. I mean, that's it for the day. 126.5. I don't really expect much to happen today. I think that the marketplace is going to be kind of quiet. And you know, you never know. It's Forex, right? I mean, last night there was a trade deck that my system gave me that I took. It was supposed to be good for like 60 points. It only gave me 30, and I took it because it was just clunky. It just didn't want to work. I was actually short sterling yen. I went short sterling yen, and thank goodness I took it back because it rallied again in my face. Now that's another one. We're going to be getting into sterling yen right now. It's a wild dog right now. So let's move over to dollar yen, the shaker and the groover of the whole group. Dollar yen. All right. Support 153.80 on the day. We did pop it. I don't like the idea that we did do this, but on the next hour, the queen said no. The recovery, right through it. Okay, so now where's the resistance for the day? Well, it's 155 like 10. That's the resistance. So it's trading right now between 153.80 and 155.10. Now, if we can get through 155.10, we're on our way back towards the like 155.88 level. 155.88, like up here. That's fine. 155.86. So right now, it's got to really hold above, say, 154.20. That's like the warning level. If it gets to 154.20, it could test the low again. Now, if it breaks that low, then it's opening its way up to like 150. If it breaks 153.80, it's opening its way back up to like 152.90 with a major extension. If it ever happened, it would go to like 152.15. I don't really see that happening in dollar yen. I think it's the marketplace it's still neutral to bullish today. You know, I had it bullish on the week. It's still the same. It's just going to take a little while to see if we can pick up any steam. Let's go over to good old sterling yen. Okay. Sterling yen. Let me get some numbers. Well, of course, sterling yen support for the day, the pivot point, the day to watch is 193.86, and we're encroaching upon it right now. There is resistance at 195.53 up top. That's quite a distance away. So, hang on here. So let's go 195.52. That's good. There's resistance there. if it breaks this level, it's basically saying that it has a potential to get back down to 192. I would go 192.80, 85, like that, right at that low. If it does break 192.85, it's opening its way back up to 192. The figure, it would be a pretty significant push out. So something's happening. So in that case, it would mean that, well, sterling yen has been in a bearish trend. So this is a slight recovery. It would need to get over. It's odd is that like the pivot point up top was 194, like say 194.40 up here, and it broke that. So we're basically trading right now between these two levels. Okay, obviously we're sitting in between it and these two levels here. If this marketplace breaks this level, closes below it, queen confirms, we're heading down lower. If this marketplace actually say it breaks and then it comes back up through it, that's showing some strength, probably to say 195.20, like up in here somewhere, 195.20. If it breaks this low, it's heading towards 192.85. It is in a bearish tone. All right, so let's go to Euro Yen. Strange. This one's another strange one. Got resistance at 162.74, about 100 points away from here. Right now we're sitting at what we get to 162.12. Let me look at my volatility sheets here. Hang on. Critical price pivot point on the day is 161.35. 161.35. If it breaks 161.35, it's basically showing weakness down to 160.60. And if that breaks, let's put that level there, 160.60. I'll go 160.58. That's fine. Close enough. 160.58. If it breaks that, then it's opening up towards this. And look at that. That's actually okay. You know what? Let's use that. Let's use the low bars close. 160.70. If it breaks 160.70, it's opening up the path down towards this low right here. If it breaks that, and it's like 150. That's like the 159.70, 159.90 level. If it breaks that, then it's heading towards the 158.80 level. And only it could show strength is if it holds above this level, and I would say it has to break. It has to break 162.73 really to show any type of strength going towards. Well, there'll be a lot of resistance here. We got to break this first. I'll do an update, but the main resistance is 164.79, and so the important point of the day is watching this 161, say 35 level. If it breaks, then we're heading back down towards 160.70. If that goes, then we're opening up to 159.90. It is in a bearish kind of tone. All depends. If dollar yen, if dollar yen can rally and the continentals basically stay stable, then the cross is going to slowly grind up. If dollar yen starts getting hit because people are running to the yen for basically safe haven, driving the continental crosses down, and that's a scenario I see more likely than not. But that's just a scenario. I say it's not something I'm just gonna go short this thing. No. All right, so there you have it. Please, if you like what you see, give it a thumbs up. Google loves those thumbs up. Leave a comment for me. Tell me what you think of my analysis. And remember, always, always, always enjoy the party, but dance near the door. Cheers.